Now let us talk about how to read a text file. So there are few methods which can be used to read a text file. The first we'll see read method. Now consider this text file which is having some contents written. We'll see how we can read this. We need to open this file in a read mode. So R will be used to denote that we are reading a file. Now the object name, the file handle can be anything. As I said, it can be F, it can be file, it can be in file. I'll have it as FN to denote file input. So at the end, when after reading, we'll have it as FN.close. Now the read function is syntax is file handle dot read simple bracket n. This n is an integer. So the read function will read at most these n bytes. If n will be not specified, then entire file will be read, and it returns whatever is read in the form of string. Okay, so let us take a string variable, and we'll read from this file, say 4 bytes. We'll close the file and let us print what is there in this string variable. Let us run this. End of the file error are yes, closing. Fine. Let us run this. Have a look. The output, the first 4 characters from the file SIDD. You can have a look in the text file. What is there? Siddhi Subrati Akshay. All right. Now, suppose after reading this, I read in another string variable, say 2 more alphabets or characters as such. So if we print this, please remember, we are running the program once again fresh. So when this read mode will work, it will open this file from the beginning. So this is first 4 characters, then the next 2 characters. Have a look. Okay, why these outputs same? Because we have printed the same variable twice. Okay, the variable is strg2 for second. Let us run this. Have a look. The first 4 and the next 2. So this read function takes integer, those many characters it will read. The next read statement will read those many next string. So now, as I said, if we do not specify these number integer, then what will happen? The entire file will be read. Let us run this. Have a look. The output. The entire file is read. Based on this much knowledge, we can do some programs like we want to count how many times a particular alphabet occurs. Say we want to count, say I. Let us just have a look in the file. Siddhi Subrati I. 4 times I is coming. Let us see. So we have a string variable. The entire file is in a string variable. So just like you access a string, same as this now. So for a character in our variable string, if the ch is small I, we want to count only small I. The counting variable we want to increase. So we have to take that variable, to create that variable. So count will start with 0. And every time this I is coming with this, we increase it by 1. So finally, we can print that these many times the I is occurring in the file, right? Let us run this program. You can see 4 is coming, 4 times this, and why this entire contents are coming? Because we have written this print strg also. If you don't want, you can remove that. All right, similarly, suppose you want to count how many times S is coming. S, maybe you want to count capital as well as a small, suppose, then S either capital S or small s. Both. Fine. Let us run this. So end of this. Okay, code's missing. Right. Let us run this again. 3 times S. 1 first line, 1 second line, and 1 small s in the third line. This statement can also be written using in. If ch in capital S small s. All right, you can write it like this also, your choice. Suppose we want to count occurrence of a particular word, say is. Now, before coming to the program, let us just revise some string concept. If we have a string with us, say hello to all of you. Now, if we have this string with split function, then if you remember this working of split function, it will give us a list of strings and split it with a blank space. So if we see the type of W, what it is? It is a list. And in a list, what is there? All strings, basically all words. So we already know how to read a text file in a string. Entire file is read in a string variable. We can print this. So I have modified the contents of the text file. So if we run this much, we'll see the output, the entire file is printed. Now, if we split it, so each word will be with us with this split, strg.split. Fine. Now, each of these words, we need to see one by one and check whether it is, say, is. So let us loop it for W in this word. Basically, what is word? List of words. Okay. Now, if this word is what? Is we are counting, right? So we need to increase the count. We'll display this count variable, and of course we have to initialize it. All right, let us run this. You can see 3 times the word is present in our text file. We can change this. Suppose I want to count the word instead of is, I want to count the word daughter. So let us run this. You can see the word daughter occurred 2 times in this text file, right? Now let us do a program to copy all 6-letter words to a new file. Okay, before copying, let us first see how we can display 6-letter words. I hope you all can do that. Instead of checking for the particular word, say daughter, which is we have done just now, we need that its length should be 6, or if it is 6, then we want to print it on screen. We just want to see those words with whose length is 6, right? So let us run this program. You can see the entire contents of the file are here. Okay, because we have printed this string and the 6-letter words are here, right? So now what we want to copy these words to a new file. So, and of course, there is no counting variable needed. So we want to open a file for writing purpose. Okay, so I name it as fout, the handle, file handle. So open any file name you can have, say new file.txt, comma, in writing mode. Okay, so if length is 6, then in this file we have to write, means the file handle fout dot write, we know how to write, and the word W. Okay, so let us just run this. The program is success. Let us open this file. You have to open it in Notepad. This is my new file. Have a look at the contents. The 6-letter words are here with us. They are coming in one single line. You know the reason. You have to attach your line change. It can be done with the plus operator, or you may even write it in different lines separately, your choice. Okay, so let us just run this once again. Program is success. Let me have a look at the contents of file. It has not changed. While some problem, we'll run this once again, maybe. Okay, the program is success. Yes, here it is. Okay. Another method to read a text file is read lines. This method also reads entire file and returns all the lines in a list. Let us have a look. So I'm opening a text file demo in reading mode. Now a list read lines. So let us have a look at what is there in L and what is the type of this L. Okay, let's run this program. Have a look. It's a list, square bracket open close. The 3 lines are there. Notice that a slash n is also red. Okay, and its a type is list. Okay, so instead of printing these list, we want to display these lines as such separately. So what to do? We can use a loop for element in our list like that. So let us try that for element. So instead of element or item, I'll take it as a line in our L. We'll print this line. Let us have a look how it is printing. All the lines are there, but notice there is one extra blank. Why? Because of one slash n is here itself in each element of the list, and one slash n is because of this print. So let us have end as a blank. So if we run it again, you can see there is no extra line here. So remember this logic. Okay, suppose we want to have a line number also here, that line 1 is this, line 2 is this, line 3 is this. So 1, 2, 3, how can we do? We can have a separate variable to count the line, or you can even run a loop based for I in range function you can use. How many times? Till we have the element that is the length of this list. If we want to print the line number, so I plus 1, because I will start from 0, so 0 plus 1 is 1. Then we want to print the list item at this place, li, and the end we are having blank. Let us have a look at the output. Line 1, Siddhi is my younger daughter. Line 2, Sukrati is my elder daughter. And line 3, Akshit is my nephew. I hope it is clear. The two methods of reading a file which we have seen till now, that is the read function and the read lines function, both reads entire file in a variable. Now we have data nowadays, big data. I mean, a file may have 1 lakh lines, 10 lakh lines, 1 crores of lines or datas. So to read entire file in one variable may not be a good choice. So Python provides one more function which can read a file, and this function helps us to read a single line at a time. The function is readLine. Its syntax is filehandle.readLine. It reads a line of input. If n is not specified, it reads almost n bytes, at most n bytes, and it returns the red bytes in the form of string, or it will return a blank string if the file is empty, or that is no bytes are left for reading in the file. So let us see how we can use this readLine function. So let us just read a line from the file using function readLine. Please observe readLine. Let us print this line, as well as let us see the type of line also. Okay, the first line and last line of the code is same. I have not talked about it. Okay, let us run the program. You can see it says read line syntax. From where this came? From our file. I've changed the contents of the file. It says read line syntax. Okay, the first line is read, and the type is str. It returns in the form of string. Now, suppose I read this or use this statement once again, fn dot readLine. Fine. Let us remove the type. We'll display the second line also. So let us run this. You can see the two lines, read line syntax and file handle dot read line is coming from the second line. Have a look in the text file, first line and the second line. If we specify some number, say we read 5 bytes. So let us see what the line 1 is and line 2 is. Run it. The line 1, read L. The variable line will have the first 5 bytes and the line is not yet complete. So the read line instruction will give to read the remaining line. If one more time if you read, then the second line will come. Say we have line 3. Let me make print as line 3 only. So it will have the third line, that is file handle dot read line. Not third line, it's second line basically of our text file. Of text file it is second line, but here we have used the first statement as just 5 bytes. So these 5 bytes are read L. The next line 2 variable as such, but I have not displayed it here. Line 3, in line 3 we have read this red line, so this will be actually the second line of the file. Okay. So let us do one program to display first 3 lines of our text file. We want to display first 3 lines. So we need a loop which runs 3 times. Okay, we can read a line, entire line, and display this line. Okay. Let us remove all this. So let us just run this program. Please have a look. The first 3 lines from the file is here with us. Okay, you can see the contents of the file. The first 3 lines are printed. One more thing which you might have observed, there is an extra blank coming here. We have already discussed in earlier. So if you don't want that, then what to do? The end parameter we have to change. Instead of line change, a blank I have given. So now you can see the 3 lines. Okay, now suppose instead of 3 I make it as 30. Suppose, then what will happen? Please have a look. No error. No error. After reading these many lines, whatever number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After 7 lines, the 8th time when this read line is working, what it is giving? A blank. Please have a look in the theory which I have given you. Returns a blank string if no more bytes are left. If no more bytes are left, then it returns a blank string. That is why there is no error here. So here the loop is working more unnecessarily. So what if we want to display the entire contents? What can be done? We need to display the entire file. The working is this only: read one line, print it, read one line, print it. Till when? Till we are able to read something in this variable. If this variable is blank, we have to terminate this loop, right? So what we can do is while line. Okay, so initially to make this line variable true, let us have one blank in it. One space is typed there. Okay, one blank is there. Let us run this program. You can have a look. The entire file is read here and displayed one line at a time. I hope this logic is clear. While one blank means it's true. Okay, so while line means it's true. So first line is read here and displayed. Variable line checking condition that yes, it is having something. When at the last it will read, what it will have? It will have a blank string. So it's false. So the loop comes to an end. This is one way of reading entire file. Another more efficient method to read one line and display it is using a for loop. A for loop. So for line in your object file handle, that is fn we have. We just need to print this line. We just want to print this line. Let us run this. Perfect. Please have a look at this loop for any string variable in your file handle. File handle is fn. It is attached to your text file demo. The contents are here with you. Okay. So for line in fn, so what is in fn? Basically, it is attached to this file. It is having this as such. So line in this string variable in file handle. So the first time this loop works, this variable will hold the first line of this text file, and we have displayed it. The next time the loop runs, it will hold the second line, and so on. This is the most used method of reading a file line by line. Using this method, we can even access a file character by character, because as such we have the line with us, the first line, a string. If we have a string, we can do a lot of things with the string. So with this string, if we have, say, ch in this line, so what does this mean? This is a string variable. So for any variable x in the string, what does it mean? One by one each character it will hold. So in this ch, what is there? A single character basically. So if we now display this ch, what it will do? It will also give you the entire file, but now we are in a position to access individual character. So suppose we have a question to count occurrence of a particular character, which we have done earlier also. Counting I we have done. So suppose we want to count how many times n is coming. So if this ch is n, we want to count it. So count plus 1, right? And initially we have to have count as 0. Finally, we print this count variable. Let us run this. You can see 17 times n is coming. If you have time, you can count also. Okay. Now let us count all uppercase characters in it. Fine. So instead of n, we want to count all uppercase characters. So we have a method to check for upper. Is upper? If it is upper, then counting. Fine. And displaying this counting. Same. So let us run this. 6 uppercase. You can see in the file there are 6 uppercase characters there. Next, let us do one program to display the lines beginning with a particular alphabet. So display lines that start with, say, R. Okay. So for line in this, now we don't need character by character. If the line beginning, that is 0, is what? R. Then what to do? We want to print this line, right? No count variable needed. Print this line. Okay. The next time the line we want, in the next only, no extra blank we want. Okay. Let us remove this. Let us run this. Before that, if you want to check the contents of the file, so 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, sorry, I can see starting with R. Read line syntax, read the line of input, returns this, returns this. So all lines beginning with R are in front of us, right? You can even do counting if you want to count the lines which begins with R. Now, instead of display, let us copy the lines that start with R to a new file. So we want one file for writing purpose. Say I name it as new file.txt. In writing mode, we'll read a line from this fn, that is the file for reading. If it is R, now here instead of printing, what we want that it should be written on a file, that is fout.write. Okay, fn.close, similarly fout.close. Let us save the program and run the program. We'll see no error, no output as such, only the file we have to open now. Find out the new file.txt, and C. So here we have all the lines that start with R are written. Suppose we want that the lines that start with R should not be written, except that all other lines we want to write. So copy the lines that do not start with R, to our new file. Okay, so if line 0 is not equal to R, okay, let us run this. So no error, no output as such, no print statement. Have a look at the new file. You can see the contents have changed. The lines that do not start with R are here. Okay, this is our original text file in which there are. Okay, so this is how we do reading our text file.